All right, well, welcome everybody to the Replay Buffer podcast. Damn, I almost forgot for a split second what the fuck the name of this shit is. But yeah, we're kind of just out here testing the water real quick. It's supposed to be an April Fool's joke, but then we kind of went overboard with it. We're like, this could actually be an actual thing that we do.
No, yeah, we spent like all these like Twitter discussions. We had like long paragraphs. And we're like, hey, let's just do this as a podcast as a joke for April Fools. And then we spent
And now here we are.
after like
We're,
3 weeks of
testing
coming
it
up with
out.
the name.
Yeah. 3 weeks of coming up with the name, and then we finally come up with the name like 3 days before we actually start recording this.
Yeah.
Which is great. But yeah, honestly, I mean, the name Replay Buffer, it kind of just came from like, when it comes to like OBS, like a lot of us, like we're both content creators. We use OBS a lot, and we use specifically a feature called Replay Buffer, which saves an instant replay of like the past minute or so of whatever just happened. It kind of just made sense for our brand, especially for like our group in general, for how often that we all use it.
Oh yeah, I mean Replay Buffer is the lifesaver of OBS.
It's the reason why we have videos.
If we had to go through like 7 hours of content, it would be unbearable.
Oh no, I've already done that with Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. Went through 6 hours of footage. That is the worst reporting video on that channel so far. It's doing so bad. I'm just like, damn. I knew this would happen. But fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, bro should have just uploaded the VOD.
It would have probably gotten the same amount of views.
it would have gotten less.
The watch time would have been shit, but the amount of views probably would have been the same.
My bad. I'll leave it on in the background while we do this podcast.
Oh god, that was so broke. That time when I played it was so broken. It's still kind of broken now. They've fixed most of the issues now, but like, oh my god, when I played it, especially when Echo played it, it was a shit show.
Dude, Echo playing it. Oh my god.
I almost crashed out. Echo fully crashed out.
Echo was one step away from Kanye crash out, bro. That was bad.
We're mostly going off of just like what we were talking about earlier, how like our conversations go completely out of nowhere. It starts off with you sending me a Lawn Mowing Simulator and saying that I should play it. Next thing you know, we're having a philosophical conversation about how like representation in video games because of one tweet from, I believe, the developer for Split Fiction. They're talking about how like they were getting woke comments because both the protagonists are female. And the response was just like, well, he doesn't care like what's between your legs. It's just more like, I just want to write good characters.
Yeah.
And there's like nothing else to it. I'm just like, damn. Absolutely earned my purchase.
No, I mean, I think that's like from my own experience with writing and creating characters and just playing games, it's literally the basis. You just need good characters. And I think I haven't played Split Fiction because I don't have friends. No, but that's not. No, that's just not my kind of type of game. However, I think from what I've seen with you and Jet playing it on streams, it's very well written. And then I've seen playthroughs of It Takes Two, and it's also very high quality of character development.
Oh yeah, very well written, and just like I feel like they just keep going higher and higher every time, because like I loved It Takes Two. It's just overall just like a very fun cutesy game, but then Split Fiction kind of just goes a little bit higher when it comes to just like exploring different worlds and then just including a lot of video game references to like really anything, and it just fits so well. I haven't finished it yet, but it's been a great ride.
Yeah, Split Fiction, it looks like it's like a love letter to just stories in general. Because I've seen stuff from video games to movies within that as little references, and I think it works so well with the characters. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't they like writers or something?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yes, it works really well with like fleshing those characters out.
And they have full control of it as well. Because I think I don't know if this was actually true or not, but because they work with EA, and I believe EA might have mentioned to the developers how like they might want to add like microtransaction stuff, but I don't remember how it worked now, because I think they mentioned that like EA just kind of gave them full freedom to do whatever they want. Because I think it became a question because they work with EA, like, oh, there's going to be microtransactions all over the place. But I think they just have full freedom of doing whatever they want, and it's clearly working. They won Game of the Year with It Takes Two.
Yeah, I think when these studios just have not like really just full creative control. I mean, they create the most just innovative stories out there.
Yeah.
But I think
Kind of going off of just like the whole like representation of like just in video games in general, or just the idea of like people shitting on developers just because of woke shit, as they say.
oh yeah,
There is there's a lot going on there, because like
it,
there's so many well-written characters, but then people dislike them just because they're considered woke, or just like anything remotely close to it.
and I think I mean, it dates back to however long ago. I mean, there's character like Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
One of the most beloved characters in gaming would be considered woke nowadays. And I think as time has changed over the years, woke just represents anything that isn't like cisgender white guy.
Right. If it's not John Halo, I don't want it.
Exactly,
Like,
which unironically is where I lie as an individual, but I think at the same time it's incredibly important to have everybody feel represented in the landscape of gaming. It's a universal form. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest form of media out there.
yeah.
And I think with it there's just the general backlash towards fantastic written characters. I think the first one I can think of is Laura Croft. The change from her original appearance within early 2000s, late 90s of her appearances games compared to the I guess reboot trilogy from 2010s.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic. I don't know if you played them, but they are fantastic games.
I think I played through all of them. I don't think I finished the second one, but I went through the first one and the third one. The third one I have it on Steelbook, actually, now I think about it.
Oh yeah, no, I love those. I think they're some of the best of the genre out there.
Yeah.
And I've always seen people prefer the original version of the character with the hypersexualized appearance compared to the modern day Laura Croft, which is it's interesting to me because I think they didn't change her appearance. They just upped the graphics.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's not as cartoony as the original.
Yeah.
So it's more realistic body proportions, and I think that is like that, and then making her more independent just kind of turned people away, which is always really weird. However, that whole franchise now is like, I think Square Enix like sold it to do NFTs or something.
Did they? Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, Square Enix did do some like NFT stuff. I just never knew the full extent of it or like all the details behind it.
Yeah, I remember they sold they sold Tomb Raider, and then they sold something else, I believe, to go all in on NFTs, and then that lasted like 2 weeks because NFTs are the dud of all time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You got any? I'm trying to think of any other. I mean, there's tons of.
I mean, I'm just thinking about just more like just fantastically well written like female characters. Like you could just think of like Samus, like for like older games. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like, Metroid is an absolutely beloved franchise, and absolutely love Samus. Great character.
I think Samus is fantastic. I'm trying to think. I didn't play too many of those games. I played Dread. I played the Prime games actually.
Oh, yeah,
Still
Metroid
waiting for Prime 4.
Oh yeah, I gotta play the remastered version of the original on Switch.
Oh, the remaster was great.
Yeah, I gotta play that for sure.
I love the remaster because sometimes I like flashbangs. You just see your character's face through the glass, and so it's like you're getting like a white woman jump scare, and it's crazy.
White woman jump scare.
It's crazy.
It's like you whenever you turn on your camera. It's just
exactly
a jump scare.
Exactly. Yeah, I have a Google Note thing on my monitor, and I'm worried. I'm like I'm having it try as small as it can, so it's like flashbang my camera.
You're just like, hold on, let me look up something.
But I think Samus is a fantastic character. I think, and she's always been beloved as can be. I can't
Oh
really
yeah,
think of cases of her being hated, but at the same time, I think she's also written very similar to Master Chief.
oh yeah, yeah,
With
absolutely.
there's very minimal character to the person,
Yeah,
which honestly may help the game. Not in terms of like, dealing with woke criticism, but just it fits the sci-fi vibe of you're just there to kill.
oh yeah, kill
But
everything in sight. Nothing else
one,
matters.
yeah,
Shoot,
the
shoot, shoot, shoot.
exactly, yeah. The big case I can think of a beloved one is Ellie from Last of Us, who's beloved
Oh yeah,
and hated. I think
yeah.
Ellie's such a mixed bag from general audiences. It's super interesting to look at. Trying to think. You guy
I mean,
trying to
an absolute goat that like I feel like nobody really talks about is Clementine from the Walking Dead
oh yeah.
series.
And they're both very similar actually.
Yeah, they're both very similar. It's just yeah, there's definitely a lot more hate towards Ellie,
And I think a lot
especially
of
when
it
it
with
comes to like the Last of Us Part Two.
yeah, that's what I was kind of going down. A lot of it comes down to the revenge arc of Last of Us 2. However, I mean it's no different than any other game where it's just revenge is bad. I mean it just took a more, I guess, violent approach to it.
Yeah.
However, Ellie's still, in my opinion, a fantastically written character.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's. I'm not huge on Last of Us games. I think they're kind of overrated. Just at least the first one is
Oh yeah, yeah.
just from like it's more of a walking simulator. However, the characters in those are fantastic.
Man, I gotta finish the show. Like after
Oh
that
yeah,
one episode, I cried during that. I forgot what episode it was, but it was just like
the yeah. Bill and Frank, I
I think
believe.
so. I think so. But that was such a great episode. Oh my god.
It was
But like
fantastic.
that shit had me cry. I
Yeah.
was crying a little bit watching that.
Oh my, that was a beautiful episode. And with I think Ellie's character, I mean the her development from 1 to 2. First off, I think the big point of the character is the fact that she is a lesbian, and that caused a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
However, that was set in the very first game, which was 2013. I don't remember when the DLC came out because the DLC was what really
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is
confirmed
true.
it. I think that I would assume the DLC was probably a year later, would be my guess.
Something like that, yeah.
But I mean, the seeds were planted with that character from the start. And in that case, I think it only benefits the character because Ellie is fully fleshed out. We saw her from a kid to an adult within, and just everything that's happened to her. And I think it works wonders to have her I'm trying to think of like other characters. I mean, I would probably put her up with characters like Arthur Morgan for how
Oh yeah.
well written they are.
Shit, I'd put Clementine in that in that
Oh,
conversation for like as far as like just
absolutely.
top like not even just like a top female character, just a top character in general. Like
Oh yeah,
just
Clementine's
how
up
we
there for
all like
sure.
a lot of us like grew up like watching or playing like the original Walking Dead, the first season. And if you're like me, who will still probably cry if I watch that scene again at the end.
hmm Yeah,
And
I never
then
played season 3.
going from that to like how it ends, we just like watch her kind of grow up and just like you watch her grow up, yeah, you watch her like go through a lot of stuff, even have her just raise a child as well on her own for like a good while.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff
I
that she went through, and the character development, it's amazing. And she was always referencing back to season one, specifically just talking about how like Lee raised her and stuff.
I haven't played season 3. I know how it goes. I've seen walkthroughs, probably like Markiplier or something. But Clementine is watching. I think what helps Clementine so much is just watching her grow up from, well, she was like probably 7 or something in the first game
Something like that, yeah. 7,
compared
8.
to, yeah, so she was a kid compared to where she ends up. And I think it's so well done watching her grow up in this world and consistently going back to where we first saw her.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite games I would put up there would Alan Wake 2. Had to bring it up. Had to mention Alan Wake.
Fair.
For those who don't know, when I played Alan Wake 2, I hadn't shut up about that game. And that was like a year and a half ago, and I still
He
haven't
still
shut
doesn't.
up about I still don't shut up about that game. They broke even recently, and I was texting everybody about how happy I was. But Saga Anderson was a mixed bag character from some audience members because she had taken the spotlight from Alan Wake in his title game, if you want to call it that. However, Saga's character as a black female detective is fantastic, as she is essentially put into, in the game, her story is trying to stop Alan Wake from his story continuing as her kid drowns and her life is being turned upside down. And so she's watching whatever is being written in these stories come to life around her and watching her own life physically fall apart or like completely surrounding her. People, her family are all dying. Her uncles, her family members are like literally changing who they once were. Like it could be somebody, it could be Bob, and then now it's Joe. Like it literally is everything. Her life is changing, and it's done so well and so uniquely creative. And I think it helps with those games being so hyper realistic with scenes that are just straight up live action, like just fully filmed with like a 4K camera compared to motion capture. But it's I would put her easily in some of the best written characters in recent years, just due to it's such an emotionally driven character in a way that we've seen characters get broken down but built back up. However, with Saga, you only watch her be broken down I mean, the game ends, she is still broken down. And it does wonders just to see a character like that who's having her whole life demolished still like persevere in such a really shitty situation. My Alan Wake 2 rant is now done.
All right, guys, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, exactly.
In conclusion, Alan Wake 2, play it now. I'm looking right at you. Do it.
In conclusion, Remedy, please, Alan Wake 3, just confirm it. I don't need the game. I do need the game now, but just confirm it.
I need you to do what Elder Scrolls did and just give me a title. Give me a title screen. That's it.
Just announce it.
Just not do anything for like 6 years.
Elder Scrolls. I got confused. I was talking to Jet about it, and I was like, dude, I'm waiting. I'm so hyped for Elder Scrolls 7, and I forgot they hadn't released 6 yet. They announced 6 like 8 years ago, and it's still not out.
Like, come on, Metroid Prime did the exact same thing, but they at least said, hey, we don't like what we're making, so we're going to redo it. And then they actually gave us a trailer like a year or two later. No,
exactly. And it's coming out this year or something, I believe.
I believe it's this year.
I saw the trailer
it's either a launch title or it will be next year.
Yeah, it'll probably be. My guess is it'll be a launch title with Switch 2.
It'll absolutely make sense. I feel like we could get more tomorrow because there's supposed to be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow.
Yeah, they confirmed the Direct tomorrow. I'm curious if it'll just be farming sims or if it will be like some Switch 2 games, like day ones, and they'll just save.
I'll see.
Because I was wondering if like you'll get your games tomorrow, and then the actual console is its own separate Direct, and it's solely that.
That will probably happen like during, I don't remember the name of it, like Summer Games Fest.
Oh, true.
I think that's when you'll actually get more information about Switch 2 and stuff, or like a full-fledged Direct dedicated to it.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
But it's only going to be a 30-minute like presentation tomorrow, so we'll have to see what happens then. We'll get Mario Kart 8 DLC again.
Absolutely. Mario Kart
DLC number
8
3.
DLC. We'll get some. They'll drop one new Smash Bros. Character after they said they wouldn't, and it'll be another Fire Emblem.
That'd be insane if they just. Oh yeah, by the way, new Smash Bros. DLC.
New Smash Bros. DLC. Remember
We
your
brought,
favorite?
We brought Sakurai back.
Yeah.
Again.
We brought
After he said he
Sakurai
was
back.
done.
Sakurai is the new fighter.
He's had enough.
And then the second fighter is your favorite NPC from Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah. New Fire Emblem game? Alright, so we're gonna add that character into Smash as well.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of. There's a lot of new games that are either coming out or currently released that have what I've seen really well written representation with their characters. Assassin's Creed Shadows is
Oh yeah.
the most
absolutely.
recent case. Which shout out the Twitter man, dude. That was crazy.
God. Yeah, the Twitter
I
admin.
gotta find exactly what he said because that was insane. Replying to Musk's comments criticizing the game, and they reply, "Is that what the guy playing your Path of Exile 2 account told you?" That was insane, bro. Was collecting bodies yesterday.
And then the replies afterward.
I forgot
the name of the guy, but like, I forgot what they mentioned, but I just remember the admin just going, "Yeah, well, our game is out, so."
Oh yeah, the Grums or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Who was the one? Yeah. But I've yet to play Assassin's Creed Shadows because those games I like Assassin's Creed. They're long. It takes me forever to get to them.
It's been a minute since I played Assassin's Creed games, but I'm like, this is the one where I'm like, okay, I'm actually very interested in, like, outside of the tweet.
Yeah. I played Mirage and I liked Mirage up until the ending.
Yeah. Because
the ending tries to tie it to another game. I didn't like that part. But I liked everything else. And what I've seen with Shadows is that there's gameplay elements very similar to the original games while keeping the RPG elements of the new ones. But I've got some friends who have been playing Shadows and they've loved the characters. I think Yasuke is apparently incredibly well written within the game itself.
Right. Are all like the games connected? Like all like the recent games, like Odyssey, Mirage, like are they all connected, or are they just own their own separate stories?
Valhalla and Mirage are connected.
Okay.
Those are the only ones I can think of. I never played Odyssey, and I didn't play Origins, but I played Valhalla and Mirage because Valhalla I had heard only great things about, and it was a really great game.
Yeah.
But Mirage is the only case I can think of it being tied in to one. Usually just due to different time periods, but Shadow's time period looks very... I can't think of the exact year it's set, but it's super cool.
Yeah. I just remember like the older games had like... They always had some sort of connection to like Desmond Miles' story. And then...
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if that's exactly what happened, but like I just remember he just died, and all of a sudden like, oh yep, all right, moving on.
No,
Black Flag, and then just everything that came afterwards.
God, I gotta play Black Flag again. I bought it on Steam, yet to touch it. But with Shadows, the big difference with this one compared to others was that the protagonist is a real person.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of like the other games where it's like, I think in one of them you can fight the Pope. Like that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
But it's the first time your playable character is a real person, and they obviously took tons of creative liberties because the story of Yasuke is not known and not like, you know, people weren't journaling back however many hundreds plus years ago.
Yeah.
I can try to figure out exactly when. Let me see when Shadows released. Or not released, when the time period is. Feudal 16th century. Yeah, I don't think they were, you know, doing their whatever the picture thing is, where it tells you take your like daily picture or whatever for that social media app.
Right.
I don't know what it's called. That tells you. I think that tells you I'm considered a boomer. I don't know.
The youngest out of like our entire group at
The
this man
youngest.
but somehow like can have the mindset of the oldest.
What is it called? Daily Reel or something like that? I don't remember.
Daily
I
real.
don't know. I don't know. It's the thing where it's like, hey, take your picture within the next minute. And I don't remember. I have no clue what this is called.
All right. Damn, I might also be a boomer. Fuck. Like I have
Tells
never heard of
you to
this term.
take a picture.
My Twitter is just nothing but like morning routines out of everybody. Everybody and their mama doing a morning routine of some sort. I saw the McDonald's put an entire bowl of Sprite, and yeah, that shit gonna have you looking like Two-Face.
Dude, I thought about taking a picture of like having the glass bowl with a Sprite can next to it just to see what would happen. But then I'm like, dude, if I actually did that, I would die. Oh, Be Real is the name of the app.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it took forever to find. But I don't think they had Be
I
Real
forgot that
back
app
then.
exists.
I never had it.
I've never used it. I've just heard it a lot, but I'm just like, yeah, I ain't doing that.
I just saw people put it on like their Instagram stories, and I'm like, that's the wrong app, Buckaroo. Anyways, off that topic of finding out Be Real.
I need you to be fucking for real, Stertrix. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Yasuke's whole story is, from what I've done with my brief research with the character, is the first Black Samurai, and it's
Yeah.
and there was so much controversy around this character. Like,
Oh yeah, when it
I
was
mean,
initially announced, yes, I remember.
from when it
that.
was first announced to even now after the game released, there is so much hate towards this character. There wasn't much hate towards the dual protagonist, which is because it's a dual protagonist, a female assassin whose name I cannot think of right now. Because surprisingly, there was no hate towards her.
Yeah.
With Yasuke, though, Yasuke is a real person, a black samurai. In the real world, what he was a slave who worked his way up into becoming, well, a samurai. And I think
Yeah.
in this story, people were, going to whatever Wikipedia, or Wikipedia can be edited, looking at or just making up their own beliefs of what this character is and criticizing this game for doing something different,
Yeah.
which I think is interesting because people criticize Assassin's Creed for being too similar for however many years, and then they do something entirely inventive and they're getting hate for doing something different.
You can never please everybody. That's just like the moral of the story here. No matter who
Absolutely.
you are, you can never please everybody.
You can't. And what we're here to discuss is on well written characters. And I think, one, I haven't played Yasuke. From what I've heard from numerous friends who are currently playing this game, I have a professor who's playing this game right now, and he's loving it. Everybody I've heard loving the characters within these stories. And I've noticed with that when they implemented RPG elements into Assassin's Creed, it absolutely like tripled those links because those games are 60, 70 hours now. But
Yeah.
those characters are so much more fleshed out than what they once were.
No way. Having well written characters means you have a great game. That's
Exactly.
crazy.
That's crazy how
It doesn't
that
matter
works.
literally who they are as a person, whether like no matter their race, gender, sexual orientation, whatever. If they're well written, the game will still be good. It does not matter at all.
Yeah, and that's literally what this is all about. This whole episode is talking about why that you just need well written characters. And I think there's so many cases of it going bad as well.
Oh yeah.
I think the big one, which we have talked about numerous times, is mouthwashing.
Oh yeah.
Which there's a lot with mouthwashing with regards of, I think it's a great psychologically terrifying game.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But it deals with a rape of a female character, well, the only female character, and the issue, and then her eventual suicide from that. And the issue with all that is not on the game, but more so the fans and then the developers who have gone on to merchandise and monetize her suicide and rape.
Yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, just like with the
Yeah.
the community in general.
The community is a whole other rabbit hole that we probably won't get into because I think
Yeah.
that's there's too much there. But you can briefly just mention like once again, I would consider her character not well written, but unique. I would actually probably consider it more decently well written because you are tackling very serious subjects,
Yeah.
and they treat it very serious. I mean, it's done very cautiously and seriously, and the money just went to developers' heads, and I think that's kind of the end of that whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is the big one, I think, with representation with the first
Oh yeah.
female protagonist.
Yeah.
Not only that, but also Latin American.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm very curious actually to how that's going to go.
The GTA is such a big like anomaly as far in like the gaming space because everybody like we all love GTA 5. Everybody loved GTA 5. It did so well, and now like we're at a point where we have so many questions about the game, but also people just do not really care that much. They're just like, we're gonna buy it day one. Will I be buying it day one? Probably, absolutely. But like we're talking about like the whole, if it was priced at $100, would they get any sort of backlash? Yes, but that's the one company that will probably get away with that.
Yeah. I think what the game's backlash is going to be more on is just the price. I think Rockstar has a great history of writing fantastic characters
Yeah.
that people know to expect the highest quality, especially after Red Dead 2. I think
That
Red
is true.
Dead
That is
2's
true.
I finished that game not long ago and I cried. I mean, that game, every character in that game is beautifully written from Arthur down to the side characters of Sadie and Micah, who I hate with my all passion. But they're all well written. I think GTA is just the GTA series lies in the middle because I mean it's so successful that I think the only thing that could tear it down is if it has a launch similar to Cyberpunk.
I feel like even then, I feel like they'd still get away with it, or at least
They
long
would
term they would.
they would get away with it long term. Like Cyberpunk got away with it, but barely. But
Yeah,
Cyberpunk's
they're one of
advantage
the few
was
companies that actually did manage to get away with it. Like
yeah,
like we all know about like how No Man's Sky was, and then eventually they made it like playable for everyone, or like it's just now it's a good game. People talk highly about it now, but like in its launch, it was terrible.
No Man's Sky is fantastic. I bought No Man's Sky when that thing first came out, and I think I explored maybe one planet and there was nothing there.
Yeah,
And I haven't played it much lately, but love that game. And I think that and Cyberpunk were both the two cases I can think of where they can get away with such a bad launch. And I think Cyberpunk had the advantage of a really good story
yeah,
because I mean that story is fantastic with
yeah. It's a
just
great story.
that, and I think it was also built up for so long, for so many years. People were anticipating this game that CD Projekt Red had to fix it, and they also have a pretty good track record with the Witcher series.
Yeah,
I think with Rockstar, the recent ports of the old GTA games hadn't done well for them, but
oh
I think we
yeah,
have to give them some benefit of doubt there as being ports rather than being a brand new thing.
yeah.
I think GTA 6, I think these characters, Lucia and like on the guy's name.
I don't remember the guy's name either.
Can't remember. He's barely shown in the trailers.
Yeah.
I think these characters have so much potential to shoot up the list of just all-time greats.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm just remembering now, like with when they announced The Witcher 4 and how like they have a female protagonist. I know people were getting upset about that, which I didn't really make sense to me because I'm like, I don't remember the name of the protagonist in The Witcher 3. I've never played the games, but I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they're like they've done everything they needed to. I think they just kind of
Yeah.
passed the torch on to someone else. I don't know if like what their relation is to this new character or anything, but
Yeah. I haven't finished Witcher 3 because it's way too long for me to ever to finish.
Yeah.
But Siri, who's the lead of Witcher 4 in the future, was in Witcher 3, like
Oh,
as
okay.
a major side character who is built. She's a kid in this, and then she becomes an adult, and they build her up over time. But I mean, she's built up through the course of the 100 hours of that game. And Geralt, the game ends in the place where Geralt doesn't need to continue. I mean, his work's done. He's finished what he started. And
Yep,
I
the job's
think
done. Job's
the
finished.
job's done, and they built up this character to take over the mantle. Plus, the word Witcher within that whole universe, and it's just like a job. It is a job title.
Yeah.
It is the equivalent of saying the factory worker or the musician. Like literally anybody can do it. And I think there's
Holy shit,
the
anyone can wear the
backlash.
mask.
Anybody can wear the mask, yeah. And I think it's the backlash with Siri as the new Witcher is pretty stupid, considering it's a pre-established character.
Yeah.
It's no different than Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man. That had tons of hate. Not in the gaming world, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Just in the movies and comic landscape. Also a great character. Shout out Miles Morales.
Shout out Miles Morales, yeah.
There's a lot of like really well written characters that just don't abide to whatever is considered the traditional norm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you think of any examples? I'm trying to think of some more.
I don't know. We kind of went through a lot already in like the past like almost 40 minutes now, I'd
Yeah.
say. All right, now we gotta talk about Super Bernie World that we
Oh
discovered
yeah.
here today.
Yeah, so before we started recording, we found there's a famous list from this a bunch of guys who live in their mom's basements probably of
Yeah.
people who compiled just thousands of games, and if they are woke, slightly woke or not woke. And the reasonings for them are like crazy. Like Dave the Diver's woke because it's a fat guy who goes underwater and the sushi chef is black. That's word for word
Yeah.
what it said. And one of the ones we found as woke is called Super Bernie World, which it's pulling up the Steam page right now, which is just like a parody of the Mario, literally just a one for one recreation of Mario, but you play as Bernie Sanders instead. I don't know who's Bowser. I'm looking through the game right now.
That's what we got to make Trump Bowser.
Goombas are MAGA hats.
Yep. Accurate. I just remember like when we were going to that website, fucking Portal 2 is woke.
Yeah, Portal 2 was
just because of GLaDOS.
Balloons Tower Defense 6 is woke as well.
Oh my god.
I
It's
love
like, oh
me.
yeah, a female talking down on you, which is GLaDOS
Yeah.
in the situation of Portal 2. Yep, that's gotta be woke. Damn.
GLaDOS. Man,
I
fuck
hate GLaDOS, but like,
I hate
but like
GLaDOS.
what?
Yeah. Yeah, the list of woke and non-woke games was crazy.
Oh
And
yeah.
then they had like Final Fantasy VII as slightly woke, despite that being very like pro-climate, anti-government games, or not anti-government, sorry, anti-capitalist.
Yeah.
I'm like, these guys either have not played these games or watched the first 5 minutes. God, I love just seeing like these dumb lists of like to just completely ignore good games and good stories for outdated ideologies. I'm currently going through Silent Hill 2, and I think there's some fantastic representation so far in that game. I haven't finished it, so don't know how it goes. It may screw it up in the last half.
I have no clue. Right now, the PC port, it's getting better for me. Like, at least I'm able to, actually kill monsters and then
Oh yeah,
and it's not like completely just destroying like my frame rate. So I might actually like, I don't know. We'll see if I actually play it on stream or not. Because if it doesn't work on stream, I'll just have to play it on my own.
That's
We'll
fair.
see.
Yeah,
Because the PC port was just, it's just not good for me.
it's shocking because the PS5 version as well, which is what the game was made for, also runs really bad at parts.
Oh shit.
It's super weird. Like that game, I have it set to performance mode, and even that just doesn't run great always. It's super. I don't know how you make a game that doesn't work on any console.
Yeah. Oh god, the Silent Hill games. I haven't even looked at that trailer for the
Oh
new game.
yeah, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I saw the list of like, hey, this game features all these like stuff. What play at your own risk, and that like tuned me out because I was like, holy cow, that is.
The Silent Hill games always been like that. I have no clue because I like the first
Mm,
Silent Hill game I actually full on played was the Hidden Message, and that one
yeah,
that was that was bad. It was not a good idea for me to like stream and record it because I'm just like there's so many serious topics. I'm just like, yeah, I can't joke about these kind of things, and a lot of things are just like kind of hitting close to home. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I should not. I should not like make jokes or anything like that. Outside of it was actually pretty fucking terrifying as well. Like outside of those themes.
yeah. I played last message, I believe is what it's called,
Oh yeah, yeah,
something like that. I played that as well. For I never posted that video either because it's just so depressing. But Silent Hill's horror is heavily rooted in psychological torture
yeah,
rather than cheap jump scares. I think I even like PT was psychological because it was just consistently you kept going through the same room and every time little things would change or you would hear like a scream or a cry, just
yeah.
minor things to just put you on edge until the end where there is a scare, but it's built up over the course of like 30 minutes of just pure torture of nothing.
Right.
And that's what makes Silent Hill have always been mixed games, but they are so just psychologically like I'm even two. I'm playing through two right now, like I mentioned, and that's like just terrifying. With just the amount of times I'll just be in a safe room or walking, and you just hear like a whisper in your ear,
Yeah.
and there's nothing near you. It's just noise. It's just ambience, and it's done so well. I pulled up the list of F, like the this game contains depictions of gender discrimination, child abuse, bullying, drug induced hallucinations, torture, graphic violence. If you feel uncomfortable at any point while playing, please take a break from playing or speak to someone you trust. And that part's the big part because that's like the first time a game's saying you may need a therapist after playing.
That's the first time it's ever been said like just in the description of the game. Like I feel
Yeah.
like even with the last message, it does that when you get the specific parts in the game because a lot of it revolves around like, well, it involves like suicide basically,
Mm-hmm.
and how often like you're trying to escape, but but the way that you do it is literally by jumping off of a building,
Yeah.
and then
I
you wake up and you're still in the same building. You're alive, but you don't understand why. And every time you
mm,
jump off, you get that message of just like, you know, if you ever have like thoughts like this, it gives you basically the line to the suicide hotline
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you see him even in 2, you see him at the start of the game, these warnings, and then you'll see him you can see him throughout during options menus and stuff, but in the description itself is, from what I can recall, a first case scenario of a game having to warn you in advance that it's going to be just haunting.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 2 to see. Yeah, like the mature content description for the second one just mentions the violence and then the horror, not. And Silent Hill 2 is still very psychological, but not to the extent of Last Message.
Yeah.
I think Last Message was it was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot to go through like that. There was so many times where I was just like or like something just hit close to home, or just like maybe like genuinely like uncomfortable at times.
Those games have great representation in regards to mental health. I think
Oh
it's
yeah, they
they
absolutely like nail it, like to the
they yeah,
point. At least like in my perspective, absolutely nails it to a point.
they do. It's done, and Silent Hill 2 has a lot of it as well with mental health, and
Yeah,
it's done so cautiously and so it's very depressing and it's super dark, but it also represents what's going on. And I think it's done. It's a lot. These games are a lot. But God, those puzzles in 2 piss me off. Those puzzles make no sense. God. That's right. Oh, I remember like on that woke list, you had Resident Evil 3 was on there because the remake because they changed Jill's outfit.
bruh.
How dare they? How dare they?
how
Bro, just
dare
go
they?
to
How dare they do that to my queen? Could never.
bro, just go to Nexus Mods.
True.
I'm sure they got it back there for you.
Carlos has a whole different outfit. No way.
Carlos is butt naked in this mod. That'd be pretty crazy.
That would be pretty crazy. Where's the link? I mean, what?
Yeah, Carlos mod. We should just
My
make
king,
a mod.
my glorious king.
The Carlos mod is just you.
Oh, that that would be crazy. Actually, I'll fuck with that. I'll fuck with that.
Yeah.
Make me Carlos.
Just make him Carlos.
Trying to be like Carlos IRL. I look at myself in the mirror and I look at the person I want to be. I just see Carlos right then and there.
Not much of a difference.
Yeah, not really.
just the hair. That's about it.
Just the hair. Maybe grow out the beard a little bit more.
I was trying to recall what his facial hair was. I'm like, I think you had the facial hair.
He has a full-on beard. I just don't have like anything on the sides.
Yeah, you got to grow that out. Also, now that I look at Resident Evil 3, there is literally a classic costume pack that you can buy with her classic costume.
All right. Well, all the complaints. There we go.
Every complaint is now invalid.
Complaint is now like invalid.
It is in the game.
You got what you wanted. Now get the fuck out. I'm just thinking about how like the new Ghost of Tsushima game, where they have a full-on female protagonist as well. I'm very excited for that game.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious about how the gameplay, if that's going to differ from the first one.
I mean, if it's the same as the first game, I would not mind that at all. It
was
already a great game in general. I'm like, all right, more of it. I'm in.
The gameplay was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that game won't come out until like next year, or is it 2 years now? I don't remember.
Let me see when, because it's not called Ghost of Tsushima. It's
like Ghost of
Yotai.
Yotai.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I see it right here. Comes out this year, actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it comes out 2025. Doesn't have a date.
Oh shit.
Which, from what I've seen, I saw an article about how there's a bunch of developers and big studios waiting for GTA 6 to put their release date before they put theirs out.
That's completely understandable because GTA will just take over. That makes absolute sense.
Yeah, I think it's. I know, like there's also some live service games they're trying to figure it out, so they don't have updates during that time because they don't want to waste their time. Which my guess would be Fortnite's a big case of we're not going to have any updates for that 3-week period or whatever.
It's like, I know y'all gonna be on GTA 6. I'm gonna let y'all do that. We'll do our thing for like a couple of weeks, and then once it dies down, we'll update.
Yeah, because any game that releases the same month as GTA 6 is just probably screwed.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's Metal Gear Solid Delta, then I'm buying that day one. I want that Snake Eater scene. Not Snake Eater. I want the ladder scene from Snake Eater. Yeah, I want that day one. I want to climb that ladder for a solid 5 minutes. That scene is so long. It's so peak. Shout out David Hayter for climbing a ladder for 5 minutes.
Why can't I climb this ladder? Please.
Exactly.
Please let me do it.
Have you not seen the scene?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. So in the opening of Snake Eater, you have Snake climbing a ladder, and the ladder is just so long. You're climbing it for 5 minutes.
Is it just while he's climbing the ladder, you just get like the the
This-
title screen and then just like
No.
the name of the developers or anything like that?
No, you just get the theme song. You have to hold the button to climb.
Oh shit!
You have to hold the button the whole time. You just gotta climb it.
I need to lock in and listen to this music. You got to be
Just-
bumping to this shit.
It's a banger song, though. Yeah, I think we've kind of touched on just a lot of really good characters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And there's tons of others out there that I can't think of right now.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sure
probably
people can.
forgetting some that like are absolutely goated, and then we just completely forgot about, or like just don't remember to,
I mean,
to have
yeah.
it written down, or just don't remember it in general.
Like Jill or Claire from Resident Evil, there's fantastic characters.
Oh yeah,
Love those
absolutely.
characters. I think, but they're also beloved by fans, so they aren't as necessary to discuss when they're like universally beloved characters.
Universally goated.
They're universally goated.
Shit, I need a new Resident Evil game. I'm like, I need something new here for Resident Evil.
Did you play 4, the remake of that?
Okay, you know that I think about it, I gotta finish that game.
That was peak.
because I played it, I didn't realize the entire time I've been playing on hardcore for like 4 hours at least. So now I gotta like reset, do everything that I've done for like the past like, I think I did multiple streams, but like the entire playthrough was worth like 4 hours or something like that.
Oof,
Of just
yeah.
me playing on hardcore, and then I just got stuck. I'm just like, I'm just trying to play it normally, and I didn't even realize that I was just playing on hardcore the entire time.
I beat it on hardcore, but I played it through normal first and then went back and played it on hardcore. But
I think I just thought, I was like, you know what? I'm a thug. I'm a gamer. I'm gonna play it on
Yeah.
hardcore, and then just forgot months later.
I should have played 8 on hardcore. I died like twice that whole game.
It'll be
8
fun
was
to go
easy.
through 8 again. I actually really loved 8.
I'll download a bunch of mods for 8.
I played 7 so many times.
Oh, 7's great. I love 7. I love watching Nemo go through 7.
No, no, I was just as terrified as she was when I first played it. Like,
Oh, no, same here. I was terrified.
because I played it off stream, and I was just like, I just had my headphones in. Like I had Spotify playing while I was playing the game. I was just like, yeah, no, I ain't letting shit scare me, and I still got scared anyways.
No, 7, I think everything after the bug mom wasn't scary, but everything before that was terrifying.
Oh no, everything before that, yes. The amount of times that like I just shit myself because the fucking dad goes through the wall,
Oh my god.
and
that
I
was
forget,
insane.
and I just never forget that's a thing.
Or just like you're the bugs attack you and you look at your arms and they're swelling with welts. Oh, it was gross. The bug
Yeah.
bites. God, that was gross. But yeah, I mean, I think just well written characters. It's literally all you need. Just I mean, just prioritize good representation. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Good representation, just have a good, well-written character. Literally, like the character themselves can be like whoever they are, they can be chosen like after they're well-written. Like they can have a well-written character, and then afterwards you can say like, oh, well, they're a female protagonist. It's not going to change anything. They're still well-written. They're still great characters.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
does not matter at all.
we live in a multicultural world, especially with America. It's a multicultural society, and that's what we should pride ourselves in, being multicultural. And we need to give kids growing up, or even young adults, or whoever, people need to have somebody to look up to. I think, and we're seeing a great shift in that now with more diverse protagonists from movies to shows to video games, and I think we just need to continue that.
Oh,
Like-
it just reminded me of something. I remember. Let me see if I can try to find this. But basically, there was this little girl who had like some sort of.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It revolves around the character in like My Hero.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But like that's like another thing of just like, everybody's being represented, and then just that moment is just it's beautiful to like read that story. I'd have to look it up.
I'm trying to find. It's the Todoroki plush. It was the girl with
it
the
was that
Todoroki
story.
plush. Yeah.
Yes.
Because she has a birthmark over her covering part of her face, and she saw Todoroki with that as well. And it's just like that's we need more of that. I mean, it's such a minor thing. It shouldn't hurt your ego. It's solely going to help the people who need it.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just
I
like
look it up. There's just so much fan art of
there's
that
so much.
girl in Todoroki, and
Yeah,
I love that.
it was such a beautiful thing when that was going around social media for a while.
Yeah.
Or I think of back when the Miss Marvel show came out and young Muslim kids were had now given a superhero to look up to. Like
Yeah.
that's we need more of that. And I think we're seeing a shift to that, but at the same time, I mean, nobody's ego needs to be hurt because the gaming sphere is still predominantly white male protagonists. I mean, you're not erasing one group, you're just adding some room.
Yeah.
I think the new Naughty Dog game, what was it called, Heretics or something like that?
Oh, it's like a sci-fi one, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
Yes.
that's we're seeing a shift with that as well. I think there was hate over that one. I'm trying to look
I
that up.
forgot. Yeah, there was hate over
Intergalactic.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and once again, you're not. You're just adding room. The gaming world is universal, and I think we just need more. We just need more representation. I think more people should feel connected with the characters they play as.
Absolutely.
I think that summarizes my part at least. Now I think I got some game suggestions for you, Blaze. I think you should play Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Believe it
I
or
think you
not, I don't remember having this game, but it's some reason already downloaded. I don't remember when I bought this game or when did I download it, but I see it on my Steam library. Why the fuck do I have it here?
I bought it for you. You're welcome.
God damn it.
I think we
I
do a
can't believe
stream
this.
for you on that and House Flipper. I think we just
Oh no.
everything we said we just completely ignored just for this
Just for this one moment.
just for this one moment.
This is my own moment of representation.
Your own moment of representation.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
All of this philosophical talk just to tell me to play Lawn Mowing Simulator. I can't say anything because it's fucking downloaded. So
The crazy part is he downloaded it. He didn't just buy it. He has it installed.
I think it was like part of a TikTok that I was going to do. I don't remember. I think it had to do with that like Hispanic TikTok where just like I'm not gonna do the stereotypical like thing for Hispanics as far as like as far as a job. I'm gonna be a streamer, and then there's me playing Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Oh yeah.
But then I think I ended up just doing House Flipper instead. Yeah, that was a good time.
House
was like-
Flipper's goaded.
I
I
got,
love
like-
House Flipper.
I got like 70,000 like views on that video. Or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
this
that.
guy's Mr. Popular on TikTok. Ask him about Doofenshmirtz.
Oh god. That will never escape my damn mind.
Good.
That's a great arc. That's like one arc that I will never forget for the rest of my life. The fucking Doofenshmirtz shit.
Doofenshmirtz arc where he gets recognized in public for it as well.
It's like, yeah, because I remember I was walking around in Florida. I was walking around the mall. I was going through Hot Topic, and I asked for like if they had like this shirt in my size, and then they ended up saying no. Like after checking in the back and stuff, then they asked me if I like play Valorant or like, and I said yeah. Do you have a TikTok? I was like, yes. Like I was scared. I'm like, how the fuck? Like how the hell do you like possibly know me from my own voice?
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. I showed them my TikTok, and then they just go, "Oh, and no, I was thinking about something else." But wait, this is you, right? And then they showed me like it wasn't a Doofenshmirtz one, but it was like I think it was one of like me and Nemo doing something in Valorant, and then they go, "Yeah, that's me." I'm like, "Oh," and she's like, "Oh yeah, I follow you," and I've also liked the Doofenshmirtz stuff. So I'm like, you know what? Makes sense. Makes sense.
I think I'd rather be known for the Doofenshmirtz stuff than ever playing Valorant.
Unfortunately, well, actually, I guess that's in Valorant, that's the only thing that like people have recognized me for, which is crazy. Because I remember somebody raided me before, like, and this wasn't like any like friend or mutual friend. It was just like random person that just like, I'm gonna go raid somebody. Let me look through like the Twitch page for Valorant and see if anyone's live. They raid me and it's go, wait, I know you. You're the Doofenshmirtz guy on TikTok. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, damn, that's what I'm gonna be known for in the Valorant community. I've made my mark.
I've made
my mark in the Valorant community for being a Doofenshmirtz guy.
I don't know if you want to make your mark and leave a mark in the Valorant community.
There's nothing left in that Valorant community, to be honest.
I was gonna say,
like, the game is kind of already dying down.
Yeah, go over to League of Legends next.
Hell no. Just exactly. if I end up playing League of Legends, it's either a sponsorship or I got a gun to my head. It's either one of those two.
Yo, Riot, can we sponsor this guy real fast?
Oh, please. For sponsorship, I will play League of Legends if they sponsor me. Trust. If the money is there, I'm in.
Nah, you can't make me install League.
It was such a weird time when that stuff started like blowing up, because like I just didn't know what the hell to do, and like my personal life was just not in a good position either, because like my mom was still like very sick. She was like in the hospital and stuff, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, here's 100,000 views on a Doofenshmirtz TikTok that like I just randomly posted. I'm just like, I did not know what to do at that time.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
It happened so random too, because I was just like, I don't even think I was streaming at all. It was just like we found random, like Nemo and I found random people on Valorant, and then we were just like, let's play a couple games together. And then somebody had like a soundboard of just like a platypus sound, and then I just randomly said it.
Yeah,
like when you hear me say it, it sounds like I said it with zero confidence as well. Like everybody was just like talking over, and I was just like, and I just said it, and then all of a sudden, everyone was just laughing. I'm like, you know what? I should post this. I posted it, and then all of a sudden, everything just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah, I suck at TikTok posting. However, I'm always featured in like yours or Jet's TikToks that blow up. Oh, Jet had the one, which was the Great Pyramids joke I made, and the amount of people who have now taken that pickup line. Well, it was something. Oh, it was. God, it was like, you must be the Egyptian pyramids the way I'm bricked up, with no explanation. Was the pickup. It was a stupid line I made, and it's like 80K views or something on Jet's channel, and all these comments were like, I'm gonna try this on my crush, and then this one dude replied and said it worked. And that blew my mind.
Oh my god!
I'm the coach. The coach doesn't play.
The coach doesn't play. Yeah, you're right.
The coach doesn't play. Yeah.
I love how like the popular TikToks that revolve around you just revolves kind of like around that similar theme, because like the first TikTok that blew up for me was literally the like, oh, you're finally above average and something, but it was like the age of your first kiss or something like
that. Yeah, the age of your first kiss is 15 or something. I'm above average in that. And that got people like doing the audio with like puppets or like stuff. That was weird. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Those are weird times. It's so funny because then my own TikToks don't blow up. But if I'm in one of your guys, oh my god.
I wonder if Dan Pavmeyer has ever seen like my damn TikToks for the amount of times he got tagged in them.
I'm gonna go back.
I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did see it, but he just never like replied or like posted anything related to it.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably scared. To a point where just like I didn't know what the fuck to do with this quote unquote popularity, and it was just like I remember I think it was like Thanksgiving or something like that. I was at my sister's place, and then Nemo just like texted me saying, "By the way, somebody's on stream watching all of your TikToks." By the way,
it was a complete. It was a random.
No, it was a random person. Like they followed me, and then like I don't remember how like it ended up happening, but like they just I think they might have like messaged somebody. I think that person might have messaged Nemo. I don't remember, but I just remember Nemo looking at their stream, and then all of a sudden like they were just watching all of my TikToks and just laughing at them. It was such a weird timeline, because I'm just chilling like with my family on Thanksgiving, and then all of a sudden, hey, by the way, people are just watching you right now. Like people are just watching your TikToks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like that's insane. Like that's the whole thing with content, I guess in general. It's just like it blows up out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, a lot of things just like even just videos that you don't expect to do well, it
Mm.
just like will randomly do well, and then also at times when you have like videos that you expect to do well, but then they don't. That kind of stuff just happens all the time. It
Oh yeah,
happens
all
really
the
just
time.
all kinds of industries. Because now I'm just because something I thought about before. I'm just like, when it comes to making videos, like you have one video do bad, okay, whatever, just go make another one, and then just keep going from there. But imagine like being a musician in that kind of position where you work for like 2 years to create an album that like you're very proud of, and then it just does shit. And it's like, well, now I gotta wait another 2 years.
Yeah.
Like that has to be one of the worst feelings.
Or like, same thing with like video games. You spend 7 or 8 years making a game just for it to bomb.
Yeah,
And it can, and a lot of the time it's out of your own control.
yeah. Some things are just completely out of your own control in certain cases.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities. It's just with YouTube, you could just be like, all right, I'll just upload again next week or something like that.
Exactly.
You,
Yeah.
you
Like for
can't exactly
me,
do that with music
yeah, like
or with
with how
games.
I post, at least I post once a week. So one
Yeah,
video bombs, I have something come out next week. Or
yeah.
sometimes like shorts will help benefit that video. You
Hmm.
don't have that advantage if you're spending years developing a game. Like I'm working on a game right now that
Yeah.
comes out next month, like 3 weeks. I have like 3 weeks. God, I have 3 weeks to finish that. Um, but I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm sure the thing is going in that like you kind of know it's gonna bomb. It's not gonna You're not gonna have GTA success or anything like that.
Oh
But
yeah.
I mean, it's months and years of hard work, and I think that it's demoralizing. I think we have to give these developers a break, like cut them some
Yeah.
slack. It's out of their, especially like right now with the current global situations and issues. Like, cut them some slack.
Yeah. Especially animators. That's probably like
Oh
one of
my
the biggest
god,
ones. Animators in general, especially like
especially
those in
animators.
Japan. Like
Animators
I
right
know
now are,
those people are incredibly overworked,
yeah.
and they will still get like shit on if like, oh, they didn't like work hard enough or anything like that, but they were just given such limited time, and just like, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to be working like 80 hours this week,
Hmm. Yeah,
stuff
like
like that.
the animators for Invincible, that animation gets shit on like crazy because it's not as it was for like the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But that show went from releasing every few years to now every year. And that's a lot for animators,
Mm-hmm.
especially like hour-long episodes. It's 8 hours worth of content, 8 or 9 or whatever. Support animators.
Yes,
God,
absolutely. Get a Crunchyroll account
get
because
a Crunchyroll.
those subscriptions, like the money, a percent of it goes towards the animators.
When you buy, if you're gonna get games, buy the games. Support developers.
Mm-hmm.
Steam obviously takes money, but buy games, support them.
Support indie developers.
Oh, support indie developers, definitely do that.
I also just love like how like random indie developers will just kind of blow up out of nowhere, or like their
Oh
games
yeah,
are just like so much fun. Like Lethal Company is probably the biggest one you can think of right now.
Lethal
Like it's just
Company,
made by one person.
Among Us is up there. Quite frankly, Minecraft was an indie game when it first dropped until
Yeah.
Microsoft bought it however many years later. I mean, that was a small team, but it was probably 10, 15 people. I mean, these indie games they pack a punch. Chilla's Art is a very popular indie developer right now.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
And
played any
even
of the
with the
games,
popularity
but
around Repo,
Repo is huge right now.
monumental.
Oh yeah,
It's an amazing game.
absolutely. I think I'm trying to think of there's so many. I'm trying to think of some other big indie games that just released.
Yeah, I'm kind of drawing blanks, and I'm just like I remember what like crazy. I don't want to say like something and then just like, oh yeah, no, it's an entire studio, not an indie developer.
Yeah. Because indie, I just think of indie as not being a big publisher.
Yeah.
Trying to think. A lot of games from Devolver Digital. It's a publisher, so it's a big studio publisher. However, the games are developed by small teams. Like Cult of the Lamb is an indie game technically. It's
Yeah.
developed by a small team who sold their game to Devolver, who published it.
Right.
But I think indie games are fantastic. Celeste is a fantastic indie game. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I've heard of Celeste. I've never played it myself.
It ties back into the representation. Follows a
Oh yeah.
transgender female, and the whole story is her going up, just trying to climb a mountain, and just having to deal with her mental health the whole time. It's a 2D platformer, very difficult game. God, I struggled with that game.
Yeah, I
But
remember it like being a difficult game, or it's like
super
a difficult platformer. Yeah.
It's it's a very difficult platformer, but very beautiful game.
Yeah.
It was super short as well. I think I probably beat it in under 10 hours. Let me see. I beat it in 6 hours.
Ah, okay.
Very good game. Deals with mental health. Deals with female representations. It's indie developer. Very beautiful game.
All right, time to lock in Bernie World. Let's get it. Let's get this shit.
Time to lock in on Bernie's World. Yeah, Super Bernie World.
I gotta know.
God.
I think we're kind of at a good point where we can probably end the episode off here, because
I think so.
There's definitely more we can talk about, but we could probably just save those for different episodes.
Yeah,
depending on like how things go and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This has been I guess episode 0, the pilot episode for Replay Buffer podcast. We out here with Doug and this shit. I didn't think we were gonna get this far in like philosophical shit, but like just talking about like representation in general, and then all of a sudden, yeah. But anyways, back to Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Yeah.
But
anyways,
we're kind of just testing the waters out a little bit. This is only an April Fool's joke, but then all of a sudden, like, we could actually lock in on this. But it's actually been a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Oh yeah, no, same here.
Yeah, we're out here, we're chilling. If you guys want to check us out, there will be a link in the description to our individual social medias. And do you have any last words for us here, Stertrix? Send us out.
Oof, I think you should play Lawn Mowing Simulator.
God fucking damn it. All right. Goodbye.